Let me just do one other thing.
Hi there, everybody.
Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm Kesley. I'm your instructor. I am from the Washington, D.C. area, a little bit south of Washington, D.C. in Virginia. But if you're from this area, we all say that we're from Washington, D.C. Where are you guys from and what machines are you working with? Go ahead in the chat. Let's light it up. Let me know where you guys are from and what machine you like to use. I'm currently using an Explorer Air. Use Joy 2. We call that our kitchen, our counter Cricut in the kitchen. Oh, someone from Reston, Virginia. Nice, right around the neighborhood, right around the corner, actually. Iowa with an Air. Oh, this is fast. Maryland, Las Vegas. It is really fast.
North Carolina using a maker.
It's awesome. Cincinnati, Ohio, Wisconsin, Air 2.
Youngstown, New York, near Niagara Falls.
That's awesome. Barbara in Akron.
Wow, you guys, this is exciting.
It's fun to see like where everybody's from and how all the different machines people are using. Charlotte, North Carolina, Georgia, another Joy, or Carmichael's is. Yeah, that's the last name. An Air 2 in Buffalo. Wow, you guys, what a representation. Queens, New York, Maryland with an Air 2, our hometown. That's where I grew up in Maryland. Joy and I both grew up there. Holly, are you from Maryland? Oh, yes, awesome. So I could see Holly because she has her screen on. So feel free, guys, put your screen on. It really, believe it or not, helps us out. I have, with us from Cricut, I have Joy and Lindsay and Carly, and they are all going to be helping answer questions as they come up in the chat. And we have Felicia from Michaels who will also be answering questions. So as we get started, as we start rolling, feel free, like if you have a question that pops up or you need a little more information, or maybe I went a little bit too fast on something, feel free to say, hey, can you go over that again? Or I have a question about this, or, oh, that was so cool. Where did she get that? And we will go ahead and do that. Do we have to use stainless steel for our cups? No, you can use any color cup that you have. Like you can actually, what you're going to make, you can put on a cup, you can put on a journal, you can put on a phone case or anything like that. So whatever you want.
Kelsey, why don't we have everybody was holding up their cups to show us what they had.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Oh, look at this. Okay, so we've got people who are going to craft along with us. Look at that. Caroline, I love that tumbler.
I love all the happy smiley faces. The color changing ones are fun.
Oh, you guys, this looks so fun.
Yay, everybody. So happy to see everybody.
Oh, look at that. This is great. Okay, so should we just go ahead and dive in?
Yep, and my name's Joy, and I am with Cricut, so I will be helping Kesley to answer questions. So if you see Lindsay, Joy, or Carly answering you questions, we are from Cricut, and we're happy to help out. So take it away, Kez.
All right, great. So I see some people are saying that, like a lot of people listed out what they had, and then some people were saying they don't have one, they're not sure which one to get. So we're going to dive in with that information first. The way the class is going to work, I do a PowerPoint. We found that was the easiest way to show everybody the information, and then we'll transfer into Design Space, and then I have an overhead camera set up, and you'll be able to see me craft as we're doing it. So just listen along. This is being recorded, so if you miss anything or you want to share it with a friend, the link will be up on the Michaels website. Give them a couple days. The link will be up, and then you can share it and go back, and if there's anything you felt like you missed. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we're going to get rolling here. All right. I'm not super proficient at this part yet. Let me get my slideshow, and we'll start from the beginning. Okay. So getting started Cricut 101. Let's do a little bit of a machine introduction. We got to see you guys where you're from and what you're working on, what you're working with. So now I'm going to show you a little bit about the different family of Cricut machines. The Explorer Air 2 is the newest edition of the Explorer Air. It does cut 2 times faster than the original Explorer's machines cut. So that's one of the improvements on the machine. It is super easy to master. If you're a DIYer, if you're just getting started, this is a great machine to start with. It has a maximum width of 12 inches. You can cut with hundreds of materials, 100 plus materials to cut with. There are 4 tools that are adaptable with this machine. You have a cutting tool, a writing tool, a scoring tool, and the foil tool. So you get 4 different tools with this machine that can work with it. And the Explorer Air has the double header tool holder, so you can put a pen in and your cutting tool at the same time. It also allows you to do print then cut, and it hooks up with Bluetooth or directly to your computer with a cord. And I do it both ways. I have it hooked up with the cord right now just for stability reasons, but if I'm using my laptop or my iPad and I'm across the room, I can still send my projects to the machine. The next machine is the Cricut Maker, and this is a pro level DIY machine. It's pro level because it has commercial grade cutting, so it has more pressure when it cuts. So it can cut up to 300 or more materials with a max width of 12 inches. It also has the double header, so you can put 2 tools in at the same time. This machine will work with 12 plus tools. So it works with writing, the cutting, the scoring, and the other pro level tools. It does have a different scoring blade that you can use with it. You can cut fabric, you can cut wood, you can engrave, you can emboss, lots of more options of applications with the Cricut Maker as opposed to the Cricut Explorer Air 2. It also works 2 times faster than the original machines. It works with print and cut, and it has 10 times more power. So like if you're cutting out leather, it puts more pressure on your cuts than the Explorer Air 2. So that sort of, depending on what types of projects you're using or wanting to make, would give you an idea of which machine you want to purchase. Then we have the adorable Cricut Joy. And I say this one is adorable because it literally fits in the palm of your hand. The cutting width on the Cricut Joy is 5.5 inches. It connects only with Bluetooth, which is great. You can put it anywhere in the house and have your phone or your iPad and just send away. So if you're in your kid's closet and you're like, let's get this place organized, and you want to just start labeling bins, you can bring the Cricut Joy right into their room and start labeling right away with it. With the Cricut Joy, you can use 50 or more materials. It has you can use 2 tools, the writing and the cutting tool. Cricut Joy has a single holder blade, so you can either cut or write at different times. Now, the exciting thing about the Cricut Joy that's a little bit different than the other machines is it uses a special vinyl called Smart Vinyl. And what Smart Vinyl does is you don't need a mat. You can just feed your vinyl in and it will cut it right away. So I like the Cricut Joy for smaller projects, but also for longer projects, because without being limited to the size of a mat, 24 inches long or 12 inches long, you can really cut the whole width of your vinyl on the Cricut Joy. So if you want to do a big sign, your Cricut Joy is the machine to go with. It also has a custom mat for making cards. So if you're a big card maker, this is the perfect machine for you. You can use the custom mat and just cut out cards with the Cricut Joy. And then just again, I want to reiterate, this one works with Bluetooth only. So you can't connect it up to your laptop. I mean, your PC or your laptop, but you can do it with Bluetooth with an iPad and a special app that goes with that. All 3 machines work with Design Space. So Design Space is sort of your in-between brain. From your brain to the machine, Design Space is what gets it done and how it gets there. If you want to learn more about the different machines, learn.cricut.com is a great resource, not just for the different machines, how to use them when you're ready for a change or an upgrade or adding machines. You can learn about that at learn.cricut.com, but it's a great source for videos on how-tos, as well as the Michael's website has a lot of how-to videos and project videos. So let's get started and say hello to Design Space. The homepage of Design Space. So when you get your machine, you get 30 days free access to Cricut. It's called Cricut Access. So when you get your machine out of your box, you want to go ahead and register your machine, go ahead and sign up for your Cricut Access and start working with Design Space. So this is what your screen will look like when you start with Design Space. Up here, the first banner you see along the top with the red box, this is called the header. I call this the home page, and I call it the home page because it tells me it's the home page right over here on the left side. And this is the header of the home page. As you go through, this will show up on every page you're on Cricut Design Space, whether you're in the canvas or on home. It will take you back and forth between the two. The 3 lines up here will, actually, we're going to get there in a second, but this is your header. It tells you where you are, lets you access your projects. You can explore what you can make depending on which machine you have, and you can start a new project, all from just the header. Also on the header, those 3 lines, when you click on those 3 lines at the top, you can navigate to your home screen, which is what we're looking at. You can navigate to the canvas, or you can navigate to machine setup. So down here on the left, if you just got your machine, if you're taking it out of the box, you want to go ahead and do your machine setup right there on those 3 lines. And then there are some other helpful spots here, like your settings. If you have a machine, you have cartridges from a previous machine and you want to link them with your account, you do all that right here at the home page. Then the next part of the home page as you move down is the banner. And the banner will rotate like a slideshow, and it will show various promotions or ideas, or if there's specials. Like I think I saw this morning there's a flash sale. So that popped up on there, but it'll give you ideas on different things you can make. Then you come down and you have your projects. So as you work and create, you will have projects here that you can save and go back and forth between the projects. So if you save it, you walk away from your computer, your friend's like, oh my gosh, I love that mug. Can you make me one? You can just come back into your projects, click my projects, and make her a mug too, or him. And then we have this might be new. So if you've been looking at Design Space before, this area here will be new for you. This is a new section with videos. So it gives you great how-to videos for beginners, and it'll keep adding to it. The playlist will get bigger and bigger, and you'll get more and more ideas from it. So if you're learning, this is a great place to start, and you can walk through some of these videos and see what Chris has got planned for you guys, which is fun. And then the next area down from the videos are the ready to make projects. And these are projects that you can click on and you can make it or you can customize it. So if you click customize it, it'll take you into your canvas and you can adjust things around. If you click make it, it'll take it right to your, I can't remember what the screen is called. It'll take you right to the screen to just send it right to your printer or your cutter, and you can cut it immediately exactly like it is, exactly as you see it here, and it'll cut it for you. So you don't even have to go into your canvas and change it around. It'll show you all different kinds of specialty projects. This also will change, so it won't always be the same projects. You might see, like this is Zoe Deschanel, so she's got some projects up here that were highlighted. There's, different holidays might be highlighted here. This is always changing and giving you new ideas on things that you can create using your Cricut. So that's your home page. And then from your home page, if you come up to here, you would click New Project, and New Project will take you right over to your canvas. So the two screens you want to understand are the home screen, which is where you have a lot of your projects, and your canvas, which is where you make things. So on the canvas, there are 4 parts of the canvas. There's the header part. So it's the same header as you saw on the home page. You have your 3 lines. You know you're on your canvas. You've got what project you're working with. You can link through to your projects that you've saved. This is where you would save a new project and explore projects that work with your machine. Then you have the design panel on the right side here. And as you add elements and images, shapes, text, each layer will show up in this panel. And by layer, if you think of it like a quarter pounder with cheese, you know, you've got your bun is one layer, your burger is another layer, your cheese is a layer, and then the top bun is a layer. So that, think of it like your layers stack on top of each other. Down on the bottom left, this is one, it's always helpful to have somebody point this out to you. This is your zoom button and allows you to zoom in and out of your project. And then we have the editing tools, or the images tools over here. These are really good to help you navigate as you're starting your project, or you want to add to your project. So for each one, you have templates. Templates are blank, are like blanks. So it could be a t-shirt template, it could be a mug template, and it lets you see how your image will look on the product. So templates are products. They don't cut, they don't show up when you send it to cut. It just is for getting a feel for how would this look on a flower pot, or how would this look on the back of a t-shirt. That's what templates are. Your projects, this is the second place to get to projects. So these projects, same as if you went to your home page and looked at projects on the home screen, this icon here, the projects icon, will take you to the same spot on the home page. And so it's just a jumping point to give you ideas for things to create. And then images here, this takes you to the image library, which is so awesome. I think I don't even want to say the number because it keeps growing every day. At least over 500,000 images in the library that you can access. You can check out which ones you want to use. If you have Cricut access, you have access to the images, or you can purchase as you use the images. And with the Cricut access that comes with your machine, it's a great way to try out and see what images you like. The text icon here brings up a text box, so you can add text to a project, or just write text if you want to write names cut them out on vinyl. And then the shapes icon below the text icon, this gives you all the different shapes: squares, circles, stars, hexagons, diamonds. And then the upload button is where you would click to upload images to your canvas. Okay, so I know that's a lot. The good news is, I'll just tell you, next week we have a 200 level class, and we go in depth with the layers, the text, and the shapes. So after this class, if you're feeling ready, you might want to check out that class. All right, so today let's touch on design space images. This is a great spot if you're a beginner. Instead of reinventing the wheel, the image you're looking for may already be in Cricut Access, and it may already be there. So I always recommend to jump over to the images and just do a search for what you're looking for. When you're looking for an image in Canvas, you just click images, and it takes you over to this screen here. In this screen, it kind of breaks it down a little bit and makes it even easier to find your image. So there are certain categories that are highlighted. So we have featured categories, and this might be relevant to current events that are going on, holidays, seasonal items. You have recently added categories. So these are brand new images. You have free this week. And then if you want to just browse through image sets, you can select image sets. If you have an idea of what you're looking for, though, you can just go ahead in the search box and type in what you're looking for. So I was looking for the Love You heart, an image with a heart for Valentine's Day. So I just said, I want a heart that says love you. And I typed that into the search box and I got 17,411 results. Wow, that's a lot of results. So I wanted to start narrowing those results down so I could find just the right one I wanted. And that's where the left side of the canvas, or not canvas, the left side of this page really helps you narrow down your choices. Because sometimes just scrolling through those many images is a little overwhelming. So I knew, for example, for my project, I knew I wanted to cut out a heart of vinyl. So I went to the operation type. I wanted to cut. So I would have selected cut only. If I was looking for something to draw and cut, I might have selected draw. I could have selected print then cut, or just simply to draw the image. So that helps you narrow it down. And when you do that, you can pop down to image complexity. So for what I was working on, I just wanted a simple vinyl heart. I didn't need a whole lot of complexity in the design. So I selected simple image. And I knew since I was putting it on a mug, I didn't maybe want to do multiple layers of colors. So I said, I just want a single layer. And I selected single layer. And then I selected what type I was working with. So I knew my project was going to be vinyl. I wanted a heart to put on a tumbler. So I selected vinyl. And then I looked over at the images that came up. And when your images come up, you have this eye down here on every image. What that does is that gives you information about the set. So it tells you the name of the image, what the image number is, which is sometimes important to write down if you didn't save your project. It makes it, you can search for just that image, and you can view the image sets. What other images go with that image is what an image set is. And you have to kind of open your mind a little bit as you're looking at the image sets. And sometimes you're like, maybe you're expecting all kinds of Valentine's designs, but maybe this is part of a set for an anniversary or a wedding. So, you might find something in your image set that you're not necessarily looking for. It also tells you with the A up here, if it's available with your Cricut Access, and with the green highlight around the image, it tells you that that is the image you've clicked on and you've selected. Okay, so when I clicked on image sets, this image, the Love You image, popped up in an image set called Stay Golden, and it had 33 images in that set. So I really was looking for more of a Valentine's theme, not a Hawaiian anniversary type of theme. So I just kept searching. Oh, and there's the Cricut Access and the green line. So once you've selected the image you want, and you've got it highlighted with the green line around it, that's how you know that you've selected that image. Once you've selected that image, at the bottom of the screen, the image will show up here. And I know this may be a little bit hard to see, but that's why the big red arrow is there. It shows up as that image you've selected, and that image will be put on your canvas when you select Insert Images. So you select Insert Images, and that image is put on your canvas. Okay, so once you've selected the image and it's put on your canvas, this is what it will look like. So your header is still up here. You know you're on the canvas. Your layers, now that is your first layer over here. And you've got more editing tools highlighted up here. On the image itself, every image will come in with these 4 icons around the banding box of the image. The X is for delete. So if you're like, oops, that's not the image I wanted, I'm just going to delete that image. You click that and it removes it away from your canvas. The next icon on the upper right corner is your tilting or rotating icon. So if you want to tilt that a little bit left or right, or turn it all the way upside down, you've got ability to do that. Then the next icon, the double arrows icon, this is your stretch and shrink icon. So you just click, and when I say click, you left click on it and drag it out. So if you're using a laptop, you click on it with your mouse, left click, and then you can drag it or reduce it in size. Now, if you have this lock, if it's locked, what that means is as you change the size of it in or out, the proportions will not change. So it will stay within these proportions and you'll just enlarge it or reduce it. If you click on this icon and open the lock and then you drag it, if you drag it to the right, it will make it really wide. If you drag it down, it will make it really long. So you have it automatically has the lock on it when you bring it in, thank goodness. And then you can just change the size proportionately. If you turn the lock off, you can change the shape, height, and width, and it won't stay the same. And I'll show you guys that when we go into Design Space and work a little bit with that. But that is something that I make mistakes on that all the time. And thank goodness Design Space, this icon up here on the left, the back arrow is your undo. So if you ever make a mistake, you can just go up there and do undo. Undo, 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 undo. And I tried to see how many undos I had, like, was there a limit? I probably did over 100 undos one time, just testing it. And I didn't reach my limit. So you really have a lot that you can't mess it up. And even if you did mess it up, it's in the images. So you just say, okay, scratch that. Let's start fresh. I'm going to go back to the images and find this one again and reinsert it to my canvas. So you just don't worry about messing up. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to my my Cricut Design Space. Does anybody have any questions before I move on?
The main question that is I was just typing an answer back. The main question is kind of on the imagery.
Okay.
And so I could just answer it real quick. If you purchase a subscription, then you have access to all the images in Design Space for as long as you have the subscription. You can also go out and purchase an SVG file or a JPEG and upload that into Design Space. You don't have to have a subscription to do that, and you would own that image forever as you put it in there. You can also just purchase one image to use one time from Design Space. So there are lots of different ways to purchase images, upload images. I'll put a link out to how to upload images if everybody would like that. And then I'll turn it over to Kes.
All right, great. So let's dive in a little bit on the images because we need to find, and I'll show you guys. I don't know I think you can see, yeah, you can see my face in the chat box. This is what I'm going to make today. So I'm going to look for this image. It says, "Let your dreams bloom." And so let's just go ahead and start a search for the images. I'm going to come out to the home page here and say, search all images. And I was looking for like a spring quote. So I think I started searching for spring quote. And all of these fun images popped up with spring. Spring is in the air, lots of cute, cute quotes. But I really kind of wanted something with flowers that inspired me a little bit more. So this is where I'm going to start narrowing it down. So I have 2,684 results. Let's see if we can narrow that down. If I was making a card, I could select card. If I knew I just wanted a phrase, it could be phrase or a 3-dimensional project. I could do that. Right now, I'm not going to change any of the project types, but what I am going to change is the operation. So I know I'm only going to cut. So now that took out, what, 500? Then I know I just want a simple design because I'm going to use one color of vinyl. Oh, that took out a lot.
Kinsley,
Yeah.
I don't think you're sharing your screen.
Oh, you know what? I think
was busy answering a question, and then all of a sudden all the things were going.
we can't see what she's
Everybody was telling us.
Okay, let's see if this will share it. I think this is it. Okay. There's that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. So I didn't find the one I liked. I went down too far out of my images. So I'm going to change that from simple image. Yes.
You quickly kind of rewind yourself just a smidgy bit to just have that image, because I think we lost.
Yes, we probably did because I wasn't sharing properly. Okay, so here is spring. I'm going to do a search for that. So I opened up Design Space and I went to the home page. Let's just go there. So I come over here and I'm going to go to my home page. And that takes me here. So from here, I'm going to start a new project right here. And then I'm going to go and select images. And up pops all the images to start with. So I go search all images for spring. And I get 2,472. So I know I'm going to cut this. I only want images that are cut. I'm not going to draw, or I'm not going to print and cut, anything like that. I just want to cut. And I see all these cute ones with 2 colors, but I know I'm just going to be using a single layer of color. So I'm going to narrow it down a little bit more. And then I'm going to select the material I'll be working with, which will be vinyl. So I select vinyl. And that populates all these different images. So now I have 235 images to look at. So I can just pick one I like. Let's say I like this Wake Up, Spring is Coming. So cute. But it's not quite what I want. I'm going to look into the image sets and see what else is available. Now I get 36 images to look at. So using your filters in the search, you can really narrow it down to what you want. And I'd like to do Let Your Dreams Bloom is the image I want to use. So I have Wake Up, Spring is Coming highlighted in green because that's what brought me here. And I have Let Your Dreams Bloom. That brought me here too. In the bottom corner here, both images show up. So I can either click on this image a second time because I don't want it, or I can click down here and say, that's not the image I wanted. Oops. I clicked the wrong one. And so now I just have one image that will pop onto my canvas. You forget, you don't unclick it. Do not worry, because you know where the red X button is and how to get rid of an image you don't want or don't need. Not that you don't want it, because it's adorable. Everybody wants it. Okay, so I popped in 2 images to my canvas. And on the layers panel, you'll see Wake Up, Spring is Coming, and Let Your Dreams Bloom. I'm not going to be working with the Wake Up, Spring is Coming. So I can either hit the eyeball and put it to sleep and it disappears. Or if I know I definitely am not going to be working with it today, I can hit the X button and it will just delete it off my canvas. Or on the layers panel, I can delete it from there. So I'm going to delete it from that panel. Everything has lots of different ways you can work with it. So it's kind of cool. Okay, so this is the image that I'm going to work with today. And everyone grab your tumbler. We need to see how big to make it. So you can either take like a piece of paper, a ribbon. I have a ruler handy, so I can just measure my tumbler. If you're working with the Michaels tumbler, I do it 3.5 inches. And then I let the length be the length, whatever it is. But my width of the tumbler is 3.5 inches. That's about what I want my image to be. So you all can change it You can make it bigger if you want it to, or you can make it smaller, however you want to do it. So go ahead and everyone measure out your tumbler size, 3.5 inches. And then we're going to come back to the canvas. So on the canvas, there's 2 ways that you can change your image size. One is to left click on your mouse and hold on the double arrow icon and pull it out or shrink it in whichever way you need it. That's one way. The other way is on your edit bar up here, and we are going to go for our width. Highlight that under size, and our width is going to be 3.5 inches. And you say, okay, and it automatically resizes your design. Now, if I wanted to make it taller, I could, but not wider, I could just unclick my lock, and now my arrows changed, and I can adjust my image all different kinds of ways. I can go this way. I can make it longer this way. I can make it shorter. You can make it wider, whatever you want to do. And again, oops, that really isn't what I wanted to do. We just undo it and we come back to our size like this. So the other thing I want to, so that's our size there. The other thing I want to show you on this screen is the line type up here. I know I'm cutting this because it says I'm cutting it. So if it said draw or score or foil, I would know, oops, this is not going to cut right on my vinyl. So you want to make sure cut is selected. And then this is where you can also change the color. So my vinyl today is going to be a green glitter vinyl because I'm really ready for some green grass. So you can change your color right there. Let me show you that again. So you highlight it, you grab your banding box. To grab your banding box and to select that image, you hold down your left button above, around, off the image size, and then you drag with your mouse to select the image like that. You can also double click on the image and that will select it for you. And I know if you are using an iPad, it's a little bit different. I don't remember exactly how to do it on an iPad right now, but if you're using an iPad, the functions there, it's just a little bit different on how you do it. And then you come up to your coloring box here and you change your colors. So let's say you wanted it red instead of green. Okay. But I know I'm going to do it green today, so I'm going to keep mine green. And I've got it sized properly. It's the right size I want and everything. And I think I'm ready to go. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to make it. Now I'm using the Explore Air 2 to make this. And so once you send it to make it, you make sure it's on the right canvas. You know what? Let me go back. I'm going to go back one step because if you had, let's say you did 2 of these, you're going to duplicate it, one mug for you, one for your friend. You have 2 of them. Yours will be green and hers will be pink. When you send it to your canvas to make it, it will put it on 2 different mats. So it will cut the red and then it will cut your green. Okay, so if you want to cut it on the same mat, you keep it the same color. But if you're using different type vinyl for each one or something like that, you do want to make sure you change it out. So that's when you would do that. It also tells you your material size, the max size you can work with is 12 by 12. And if you need to mirror it. Today we don't need to mirror because we're just using vinyl. But that's your prep, I call that your prep screen. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to shut the eye on that one because I'm not working with that one. I want to make my green one. So it pops up on my mat and here I'm ready to go. It looks good. That's where I'll put my vinyl when I put it on my mat. I am ready to continue. So you just click the continue button if everything looks good. And you know, like you can also look, pointing at my screen, you can also look at your measurements here. So if you, whatever size you use, you'll know I'm going to cut my vinyl to a 3x4 piece, or you can use your whole roll of vinyl if you want and put it on your pad. I like to cut it into smaller pieces. It's a little bit easier to work with and less waste. Okay, so then you get to the next prep screen, the cut prep screen, and you select which device you're going to cut with. So this is where if you have a maker, it will show up, your Air 2 will show up, or if you're using a, so I'm not sure what that one is, but that might be my Joy. Okay, now if you have a maker, it has a dial on it, and I will show you guys that when I go to the top screen. I have my Explorer Air 2 set to custom vinyl. So,
sorry to interrupt. It's Joy.
Yeah.
The Air 2 is the one with the dial, and
Sorry.
the maker does not have a dial.
Yes. Did I say maker?
It's okay. Just to clarify.
No, good to clarify. Good to clarify. So yeah, so the so I have my Air 2 dial is set on custom, and I'm using a glitter vinyl. So when I come to my materials, I can browse all the different materials that I can cut with my Air 2 and select the material that I want. I use the glitter vinyl, I guess, quite a lot because it's one of my favorites. So if you use one type of material a lot, you can just click the star when you're in the browse all materials, and it will pop up for you when you go to cut with it. So I do that so I don't have to browse materials a lot of times. So I'm selecting my premium vinyl frosted glitter. If you didn't want to select your vinyl, if you wanted to use your dial, you would just move it to the last vinyl dial, and I'll show you that when I move over. And I think I'm ready to move over. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Felicia. If you want to go to the overhead as the main screen, I can do that. Okay, there we go. So I have my mat here. I'm using my standard mat today because this is the one that comes with your machine, and it's great for just all your basic cutting, your vinyl, your paper. It's not a super sticky mat. It does stick nicely, but it's not super sticky. So this is the one I like to use when I'm using vinyl. This is my glitter vinyl. And I have to say, what I love about the glitter vinyl is it comes with the transfer tape in it. So that's a great treat. So I'm using the paper trimmer, the Cricut paper trimmer. And somebody didn't know this last time, so I'm going to show you guys my trick here. The arm swings out. So if you need to cut something 12 inches or 8 inches, you just pop that arm out and you can cut it however long you need it. The Cricut material on the back does have the measurement grid, and each square is a half an inch. So if you didn't have a paper trimmer, no worries. You can just use your scissors and cut right along a line, and you're good to go. I also will show you the Cricut vinyl does show you what type of vinyl you're working with. If it's like a heat transfer vinyl, this one says Cricut Permanent Premium Vinyl on the back. So I know what I'm working with. So I just cut that 3 inches. And then I'm going to rotate this and cut it about 4 inches. That way I have my piece is cut to the right size. Okay. So that is going to go, I'm just going to place that on my mat. And I like to give it a little bit of a wedge, a throwdown. Let's see, I'm going to move this a little closer so you guys can see a little bit. Okay, so I just give it a little push down, make sure it's all in place. And I don't know if you guys know this about the Explorer Air, but these little pockets are great for keeping your tools. I can tell you if you have boys, I'm sure they would find a use for that. That doesn't go with your Cricut. And then this is a magnetic case to hold your blades here. If you have cartridges, this is where the cartridges would go. And then I use that to hold some of my most go-to tools. this is the dial on the Explorer Air. So if you're cutting it with the dial, I would just put it between vinyl and iron-on if you're using a glitter vinyl. If you're using just a regular vinyl like the shimmer vinyl or any other of the permanent premium vinyls, I would use that. Now, I am using a permanent vinyl. The green is a permanent shimmer vinyl. So I can hand wash these. I do not, they say if you're using like one of the tumblers from Michaels, don't put it through the washing machine. It does say hand wash. Okay, so I am ready to cut. I need to load my mat in. Oops. So I load my mat in, and then I click the Cricut, and it's going to start cutting for me. Okay. Now while that's cutting, I can get my transfer tape ready. The glitter vinyl does come with transfer tape, but not all of the vinyls come with transfer tape. So it's good to know which vinyl tape to use when. There is a strong grip vinyl tape, which you want to use with the glitter, and a regular vinyl tape, which you use with your regular, a regular transfer tape, which you use with your regular vinyls. You do need this one, and it's funny, on one of the last class, I couldn't get it to come off, and then I realized, oh, it's because I wasn't using the right vinyl. So while this is cutting, I will go ahead and cut my vinyl, my transfer tape. Sorry, guys. My transfer tape, I'm going to cut this to 3 inches in height. So it's the same height as my vinyl, but I'm going to give it on the width. I'm going to give it a little extra, sorry, it's 4 inches in height. I'm going to give it a little extra ½ inch, and I will show you why. So I'm going to cut this 4 by 3.5. Let me go over those measurements first. My vinyl piece is 4 inches by 3 inches, my design. So I'm cutting this 3 inches by 4.5. I'm going to show you why. So the transfer tape doesn't have the wording on the back of the transfer tape. It has it right on the actual transfer tape. The stronger transfer tape is purple, and the regular transfer tape is gray. So depending on which type of vinyl you're using, you will select the vinyl, the transfer tape that you need. Okay, so my glitter's cut out, and the proper way to remove this from your mat is not to peel it off on the front of it like this. Get in the habit of flipping your mat upside down, taking a little corner of it, putting your thumb down, and peeling the mat off the vinyl. Why do you do that? The mats are indestructible. You can really pull them and bend them, and nothing will happen. It'll come right off very nicely, and it keeps it from curling your vinyl, or if you're using paper especially, it's really good to peel it off that way when you're working with paper. Then you just start to do what's called weeding. And some people find weeding super therapeutic. Some people don't enjoy it. Whatever you like to do. I just kind of hold it down. This holographic or this glitter vinyl weeds out so nicely. I can literally just almost peel it right off with very minimal resistance. If you find that it's a little bit too much for you to handle, feel free to trim it down like that. And I keep a lint brush roller right by my side so I can stick my vinyl pieces right on there. Now, sometimes if I'm doing something super complicated, I will go to a light box so I can see where my cut lines are. Or if I'm having a hard time with it, I'll even put it up against a window. But the ideal is to have it just really walk off like that. Walk off your design just like that. And then this is my weeding tool. Some people call it a dentist tool. And you just go in and you want to start removing the extra pieces that you don't need. So we'll just pop those right off. So everyone's crafting along with me. I love it.
I know, Kaz, I'm taking a look at what everybody's doing.
Are people weeding with me?
Hey guys, raise your hand if you're weeding.
No, don't raise your hand. You'll poke your eye out.
I see some folks working away. Oh, Trish Harris just showed us her image.
Is she already done?
She's already got an image weeded, and it's a beautiful flower. Thank you, Trish. I'm trying to get to all the pages. Like you have to go to quite a few pages to see everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. What is fun, like some people will do a lot of cutting, and then in the evening when they're watching a TV show or something, they'll weed through, or, you know, if you're taking your kids to the park, you just stick it in your bag and you can weed at the park, or, you know, wherever, weed on the go if you need to. This is all legal weeding. Okay, so we've got our weeding done. If you've got yours done with me, we're ready for the next step. So I'm going to just trim off a little bit of the bottom here for me. I normally wouldn't do this, but since I'm showing you guys stuff, I'm going to make sure I have it nice and clean. So we're going to cut that off like that. Okay, so my beautiful design is ready to go. I have my transfer tape ready to go. And I probably should have cut it the other way, but let me go with this. So you remove your transfer tape from the backing and save this. I save this. So I use my weeding sometimes once or twice. You can probably get more uses out of it than just one time. Now I work on a self-healing mat to keep my desk clean, and to use it as a bridge. So with my, okay, let me take this down. With my transfer tape, I'm going to line up about the 1/2 inch mark, because I cut it a little bit bigger than my design, on this blue line here for me. If you don't have something like this to work with, don't worry about it. Just put like that little 1/2 inch down on a table or a book or something like that, so that you can set that back, take your design, push your design up against that edge, and hinge your transfer tape over to grasp your whole design like that. And then grab your wedge and come back like this. And you just want to make sure that that's going to stick there. There's no bubbles in it. If you feel any bubbles, go ahead and work those out here. You will be able to work them out on your tumbler too, if you needed to. But that's a great way to just make sure this is nice and ready to go. And then you can start taking it off. Now, if it doesn't come off right away, like this one's a little bit not coming off right away how I like, I just peel it off like that, flip it over, take your wedge again. And if you don't have one of these handy dandy wedges, you can use a knife. You can use probably even a book or anything that gives you like a nice edge like this. A spatula would probably work. All right, and then we're going to start peeling off our vinyl backing piece. So I'm going to hold my wedge down along the backing, grasp a piece of the backing, and then roll it. This way, the transfer sticks to the transfer tape, and you're just peeling away the backing, and it is so super easy to make everything stick to the transfer tape this way. Okay, so there's my design. I'm ready to go. I'm just going to set it over here for a second, back on my transfer tape, while I grab my mug. Whoop, where's my mug? Okay, while I grab my mug. Now I've given this mug a little wash. You can definitely, use a little baby wipe if you want. I have one handy. Just use a little baby wipe. Give yourself a nice little clean surface, alcohol, anything like that. You can just give it a little wipe. So you're starting off with a clean surface. Then I like to use my face cloth to set my mug on so it doesn't go rolling across my table and I'm not challenged chasing this around. So just take 2 face cloths, roll them up, and set your mug like this. You can also grab your your lint roller and put it there or something so that it will just basically stay in place. Now the great thing about this mug is that it has a line there that you can follow along with to get yourself a straight line. But you can also use like a little bit of painter's tape along here if you wanted to give yourself a straight line. If you wanted to come up a little bit higher, just take a little squirt of painter's tape right there, and that will give you a different measurement to follow along with if you want. Or if you're like me and this is for you, you can just eyeball it. But that is kind of a good little trick there. And painter's tape doesn't usually damage anything, so you should be good to go. Okay, so I'm peeling this back off my thing here. I noticed it's stuck a little bit. There we go. My design is here. Now, if I want to find the center of my design, like if I were putting this on a t-shirt or a book or something and I needed it to be centered, I would just fold this in half and mark my center point on my transfer tape and know that that's the center, my center line. But since this tumbler is round, it doesn't have to be on the center. Now I could line it up with the line that's on the tumbler below, or just my little mark there with my painter's tape. I'm just going to line it up there. And I like to do a butterfly put down. So I hold the wings of the vinyl up, and then I have a little bit more control of how they go down. So I just work it down with my thumb on one side, working out any air bubbles as I go, and then work it out on the other side, bringing it down as I go. And if I needed to, I could pop it up a little bit and adjust if I needed to. But I think we are good to go here. Everything's looking happy. That one's not happy. We'll make him happy. Okay, so once you've got it all down, go ahead and run your hand over it. I like to give it a good massage, make sure I don't have any bubbles in it. And then you just take your transfer tape and roll it off. I really like to do the transfer roll, so I call it, I coined that. Because if something were to stick to my transfer tape, I could easily push it down with my finger. I could grab my weeding tool and push it down, or I could grab an X-Acto knife and push it down with that edge. So if a piece kind of like popped up on you, you can very easily go back and push it down. All right. Put this back on my tape here. Go like that, and there we go.
Kesley, it's so pretty.
I love the colors. I like the glitter. Let me show you a couple other ones too that I made. I did with the black one. I did Wake Up, Spring is Coming with this really soft green color, Live Life in Full Bloom. Like this, so everyone can see them. My daughter and I are fighting over who gets which one. And then I love the color changing glasses from Michaels. So I did Let Your Dreams Bloom. This is the same design. I just changed out the dreams and used a pearl vinyl instead of the glitter for the whole thing.
Everybody is liking it, Kesley.
Yay! Awesome.
Full comments.
Full comments. All right. Wow, we are right on time. How did you do that? Which one?
We are exactly right on time.
Yeah.
Kesley, can you just remind people which is the color on the back of the strong transfer tape and the regular transfer tape?
Yes, the strong, if you want to come back to me, Felicia, the strong transfer tape is the purple one, and the regular transfer tape is the gray one. And it does, the strong transfer tape does say strong tape on it. So you can see which one it is. if you don't see the 200 level class on next week's, our 200 level classes are smaller. It's a smaller group. So it's possible it's sold out. So you may want to look for the next class, which will be in 3 weeks from today.
Right. So I have been looking for that particular class this whole time to find the link to give everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking, is that it might be sold out. And so the next one would be available on March 15th.
Great. Joy, can we take just a minute? I see a lot of questions about the colors, the using 2 colors.
Yes, there were a lot of questions about why you use the 2 colors.
Okay.
Color?
Do we have Felicia, is it okay if I pop in and show people how to do that?
Sure.
Okay. So I will, let's share my screen again. Sorry. Let's see. Here we go. Let's share this screen. So the way that I did it, the image is all one color. Like you can't ungroup it. It's all one. So what I did was I took the image and I duplicated it. I did a duplicate like this. And we go into the contour a little bit on the 200 level class. So you guys are getting a little sneak peek, but you go into contour on the design. And then from there, you can remove the pieces that you don't want. So for this, I removed let me get smaller. Hold on. I removed all the let your bloom on one layer. Let's see, I still see some of it in here. Are you adding or removing? Let's see how we got on here. Okay, so let me go back to contour again. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and remove more of the images. So when they're in the dark blue, that removes that image from your canvas. So I want to be careful I'm not removing images from my words.
Are you doing contouring? You're showing contouring.
I am showing contouring.
That's why I have lots of contour questions. While you're doing that, she clicked on the bottom right toolbar in design space, but it will only show up if you have the image clicked, and then you can click on contour down there.
Right. Yeah. So you have to highlight the image and then select the image. And I can't find my little pieces there. Those ones that are hanging out. Hangers on. Let's see. Nope. So you just have to click back and forth a little bit until you can find the ones that you don't need. Let's see if it's this one. I think that's it. Okay, so then that just gives me the word dreams. So I contoured one to cut out the dreams and then the other one. So I'm going to bring this one over here and line it up here. Match that back up with the original one a little bit, maybe a little bit off. And then I'm going to go to the second one and contour out the word dreams. So I'm removing that word from this one. So I just have to.
And while Kesley's doing that, I was just going to tell everybody while she's doing that, this class is being recorded and it will be on the class page on michaels.com. So if you're following along with anything and you miss a step, you can come back and rewatch the entire class.
Yes. Yes. So now I have 2 layers that are one layer is dreams and the other one is let your bloom. So I can go to my dreams layer and I can change that color to whatever color you want to use just for fun.
Kesley, when you do that, will you show them where you get that? Will you make your arrow up where you choose the color where the yellow is?
Yes. So I select the layer. I select the layer I want. And it's the dreams layer. And then I go up here to the line type where it says cut, and I left click on the green icon and I pull out the yellow. So now I want dreams to be yellow. So now when I send it to make it, it will cut it on 2 separate cuts. One cut would be the dreams and one cut would be the let your bloom. And then when you line it up, if you use your little hinge method, you can, I would line up dreams. You can even put dreams on your tumbler and then line up the let your bloom once you've done the dream. And Joy, so one other thing I just want to mention to everybody, a new update in Cricut Design Space under projects is you can actually search for people. So I do have this project as a saved project for you. So if you just search for Kesley Anderson, the project should be able to show up. And then that way you can get it. And I do have it with both colors and already done for you. So you don't have to worry about doing it, but you can see how I did it.
And you know what, Kesley? I can quickly put the link to your profile in here. If I'm
Oh, great. Okay.
Let me see how fast I can be.
Oh, okay. I can do it too. I just had it up.
Yeah, if you just had it.
I did. Crazy. Yeah, let me go. Let me add that here. All right. Oh, sending it to Charlotte's iPad. I'm gonna send it to everybody. Okay.
I know. I have to remember to say everyone in the group.
Okay, there we go.
All right. And look for the live class on michaels.com where the classes and events are. The 200 level class falls into the events category, because the 200 level class is a $10 paid class. So you just have to look for it a little bit differently than you do the free classes. All right.
Yeah.
You did it, Kez.
Right.
I think everybody learned a ton. I see lots of happy, smiling faces.
Yes, and in the 200 class, we cover more layers, shapes, and text. Yeah, so we do more of that, and it's more in depth. But go home, do a lot of cutting with simple shapes out of the images. Really take advantage of your Cricut, the 30-day free Cricut access, and like just make everybody in your family a tumbler. And then, then you'll really feel confident with what you've learned today, and you'll be ready for the next step. And you'll be like, okay, give me more. I want to know what else. And it'll be really exciting. So thank you everyone for joining us. This was great.
Thank you, Kez. Bye, everybody.